Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a conflict that, well, it happens inside all of our heads. It's this constant battle between our financial goals and our feelings. You know the one. It's smart, logical planning versus the absolute thrill of emotional spending.
So let's start with a simple question to get you thinking. When it comes to your money, who's really in charge? Is it the cool, calculated logic of your head? Or is it the passionate, impulsive pull of your heart? Just keep that answer in your back pocket as we go.
Okay, let's actually define our two contenders here. First, you've got the smart shopper. This is the inner strategist, right? The one who has 10 tabs open, comparing prices, checking reviews, and really asking, do I need this? Then you've got the emotional spender. This is the part of you that buys something new after a rough day, looking for that instant pick-me-up. Their philosophy is all about acting on impulse, on what feels good in the moment.
And if you think this is just a niche thing, think again. Financial studies show that a staggering 60% of us admit to making purchases based on our emotions. Yeah, that's a clear majority. This isn't some small quirk. It's a huge force driving how we all spend our money.
So what are the real-world consequences when these two mindsets clash? Because this goes way beyond just your bank account. It hits your financial stability and, just as importantly, your mental well-being. The stakes are probably a lot higher than you think.
The financial impact is, honestly, dramatic. People who consistently plan their spending save, on average, 25% more of their income. That's huge. On the flip side, that emotional spending can just gobble up 10 to 15% of your monthly income on stuff you never planned to buy. Over time, that gap becomes a chasm.
And what's worse, that rush you get from an impulse buy, it rarely lasts. A pretty significant 40% of those emotional purchases end in a feeling we all know and hate: buyer's remorse. That little moment of joy just curdles into regret.
And the psychological side of this is just as stark. Research has shown that financial planning can actually reduce money-related anxiety by about 20%. Why? Because it gives you this powerful sense of control. But that debt from emotional spending, it does the exact opposite, cranking up stress and anxiety by up to 15%.
Okay, so data is one thing, but it's the personal stories that really bring these numbers to life. Let's hear from some real people who are living these financial realities every day.
So, take Ahmed. He is a textbook smart shopper. He plans everything, uses apps to find deals, and look at the result. He managed to save an incredible 30% of his salary. For him, planning isn't a chore. It's literally a tool to build wealth.
But then, on the other side of the coin, you've got Yusuf. As an artist, he sees the world a bit differently. He argues that all that planning just kills the fun and spontaneity of life. And for him, that includes shopping. He just loved to buy what he loves in the moment.
And Fatima's story is, well, it's a bit of a cautionary tale. She knows the downside of emotional spending firsthand because she watched her debts just pile up. Her journey from that to careful planning just goes to show how much a change in habits can totally transform your financial life.
And to wrap this up, let's hear from an expert, Dr. Lila. She's a financial advisor, and she reframes this whole debate perfectly. She says to think of smart shopping not as restriction, but as empowerment. It's an investment that pays you back with financial freedom. Which brings us to what I think is the most important idea of all. This shouldn't be a war between your head and your heart. The goal isn't for one side to crush the other. The real path to financial well-being is to make them partners. A fantastic way to picture this partnership is with a balanced budget, something like the 70-20-10 rule. So, 70% of your money covers your needs, rent, food, the essentials. Then, 20% goes straight to savings and investments for your future, and that leaves a dedicated 10% just for your wants. That's your planned, guilt-free fund for all that fun, emotional spending.
All right, so we get the why now. Let's get really practical with the how. Here is a simple 4-step toolkit to help you actually build that balanced wallet.
Here are 4 simple but super powerful habits. First, the 24-hour rule. Before you make any impulse buy, just wait 1 day. That's it. It lets the emotional heat cool off and your rational brain chime in. That simple pause can cut those purchases in half. Second, track your spending. You've got to know where the money's going. Third, always shop with a list. It's your shield against temptation in the store.
And finally, try rewarding yourself with experiences, not just things. Invest in memories because honestly, they often bring way more lasting joy.
So ultimately, the goal is just balance. It's not about living a life where you never have any fun. It's about building a financial foundation that's so stable, it allows for those moments of pure joy. You plan for your future, but you always make room for happiness today.
And we'll leave you with this final question to take with you. The next time you're about to buy something, just stop and ask yourself, is this just another expense, or is this a true worthwhile investment in my happiness? The answer, well, it might just change everything.